Alright. Where was I? Hey, I'm standing with a teddy. Alright, let's find Alvin. Oh, she's right there. Oh, it's Alisa. Alvin's upstairs. There you are. There's also something here. Cars Monthly here. I think this is some sort of automotive magazine published abroad. They've got a whole section dedicated to car paint colors. This one could actually be kind of cool. Dark coloring. Alright. Last night I received an invitation to stay here. There's still some time until we have to leave, so I think I'll spend some quality time curled up with these books instead. Sharon's coffee can't be beaten either. In fact, pulling myself away from here may prove to be a real struggle. Maybe I should join her for a while. She seems like she could use some company. Mind if I stick around a little longer? Not at all. We don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. Reen could never say no to some of Sharon's coffee. In fact, asked her to make another pot for them. With that, he and Princess Alvin spent some time perusing the countless books gathered in the library. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee engrossed in a book. I think I found the very definition of bliss. Well, I can see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gwyn has always had a pretty broad range of interests though, so it makes sense that his library would be as diverse. Indeed, but that only makes it more difficult to decide which volume to read next. Although I must admit, I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh, which one? The titillating tales loved by fair ladies all across the empire. Oh no. Stories about the lives and loves of handsome gentlemen. Books that warm the hearts of all who thrill to their prose. It's those books, isn't it? Oh, those books. I remember you saying those were pretty popular at State Australia too, right? The Creators was lacking in that genre too, until Dorothy came and seeded it with some volumes from her own collection. So, does Elise, have any interest in these kinds of books? It's so much more magical to just leave the truth of things to your imagination. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens, after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough, I'm curious, but not that curious. Try to at least regulate your corrupting influence though. That'd be great. If that's truly what you wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing is my most cherished pastime, so I'd really prefer to keep at it. I wonder if she realizes her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad Elise has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. Perhaps we could play a few rounds together. That sounds fun. I accept your challenge. Ring got the cards and began what seemed like it would be a few quick, friendly games of blade. As they played, things unexpectedly ended up getting fairly heated, with each of them determined to come out on top while holding nothing back. In the end, the time they spent playing together was as enjoyable as the time they had spent reading. This really is quite an amusing little game. It's nice that even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. Yeah, the updated version has a lot more strategy to it though. But you know, I have a lot of fond memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow is the one who gave me my very first deck of blade cards. Oh really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through together. What is it that forced the two of you to fight like this? Well, ultimately, I think it's a battle of wills, and both of us are too stubborn to just give up and walk away. What do you mean? Rin told Princess Alpha about everything that had happened between him and Crow. As he went on dredging up those memories from what seemed like a lifetime ago, he went through a whole spectrum of emotions. Yet through it all, she had quietly and considerately listened until he finished telling her all that there was to tell. You could think of it as a high-stakes game of blade. Crow on one side and me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise. What happened? Right, finally back. Random emergency occurred. Oh crap, fans still on. Random emergency occurred, and to make matters worse, power went out. I had to get back here anyway. Now I have to do this all over again, because I didn't save the video. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are, our beliefs, our past, our friends. And without compromise, all that's left to us is to meet each other head on and see who comes out on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we'll discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves after this is over. I see, boys will be boys, I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Huh? What is that? I just meant Elise would probably think that if she were here now, envying Crow, I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. It fills my imagination with thoughts. The wrong kind of thoughts. Just a wit to the wise. Guys aren't too hot about being paired up with their male friends when they don't lean that way. Well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wills now. So I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. You're more than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. Yeah, I've been through this already. Right, I also got this book here. There's a copy of a magazine called Cars Monthly here. I think this is some sort of automotive magazine published abroad. They've got a whole section here on just dedicated to car paint colors. This one could actually be kind of cool. Rain used the magazine as inspiration for the new bike color, dark coloring. Right. After this, I went to see Instructor Mary. From the sounds of things, you all fought wonderfully yesterday. It was quite a shock when I heard the particulars of what happened, but I'm glad you're all safe. Us too. Thank you, Instructor. Are you sure you don't want to come with us? You wouldn't be the first instructor to come on board the Courageous, and we'd be more than happy to have you. I'm certain that if I were to join you on the ship, I would only be a burden. That's due in no small part to my family potentially objecting to my presence there and causing trouble for everyone. As inactive as it sounds, I think the best thing I can do for you is to stay here and pray for your safety and success. Well, if you're sure, you're sure. We'll try not to let you down. I'd like to imagine that Roa will be safe for the time being. But take care all the same. The same to all of you. May Adios watch over you all. Right. I was on my freaking way to this diner that power went out. Right about here. You, give me that recipe. Sounds like you had quite the ordeal over at the short Drake barrier. It's over now though, which means you've got some time to relax a little. And you know what will help you relax? A cocktail. Yeah, I'll teach you. Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. Sweet Blue. And who makes this? Whoa, I'm missing a... I'm missing... I'm missing recipe number 16. I didn't get it? Oh, I get it in the next chapter. That's my bad. Have me worried there for a minute. Maronia's Daily Goods. It's supposed to be an Imperial Chronicle issue 5. Yeah, it is. Stock up on some ingredients while I'm here. Always keep 10 on hand just in case. Alright, now that I have that. Linda's here? Where? Oh, hey! Ah, hello, Reen. Hello, Reen. Can we not do this just for today? I feel like I should just wear a shit that says, I'm sorry about her or something. Aw, come on. I'm just having a bit of fun with my two best pals. Besides, it's been so long since we've seen each other that she probably missed all the teasing. Really? I'm just so happy to see you again. I was so worried this whole time. I never should have left you alone like that. You must have been really scared. I'm so sorry. I should be the one saying all that. Oh no, here come the tears. Ah, you're such a dummy, Lynn. There. It's good to see the two of you back together again. Reen, we owe you so much. We might not have ever seen each other again if it weren't for Class 7 and the Courageous. Now it's time for me to return the favor by joining the crew and doing all I can to help out. Hee, you better? Since I'm gonna keep spicing up your lives as the ship's sexiness officer. What the f... That's not a... I don't think any airship... That's nothing, never mind. I know you're trying to joke to cover up the fact that you're crying, but it's really not working. Boo. Fine. Let's just get on that ship. Follow me, I'll show you the way. Alright then. Thanks again, Reen. We'll see you later, okay? See you on board. Yay. Supposed to get a character note? Good. Advances. Factory worker. Are you sure it's okay to be treating us like this, Bonds? Sure am. Drink up. It's all on the house. This is the time to be celebrating. Oh. Laborer. Well, I guess it's the other one. I ain't buying anything other than the you helped her bit. But that's good enough for me. Who cares as long as things are back to normal around here? Wait, where is... Oh, at the counter. Factory worker log. Why do I have to do this? They won't even pay me with mirror. What kind of job pays with books? I don't even like books. Here, you take it off my hands. Gambler Jack 2, Chapter 10. Good. Return to the courageous. Should I go and check on Valama in the hold? If I do, I probably won't have the time to do anything else out here. It looks like the maintenance is nearly finished. Returning to the courageous will cause the main story to advance. Any unseen bonding events will no longer be available. Board the courageous. I've done everything out here, I believe.
Wow! That must have been tough! I'm so proud of you, Reen!
I already got Dominion and Striker Omega because I turned in early. I reported the quest early.
Greetings, my lady.
Hey!
How are you feeling, Valimar? The battle yesterday must have been pretty hard on you.
I am fine. The damage to my armor and lost mana have largely recovered. I expect to be in peak condition before our next battle.
That's good to hear.
How does he repair himself?
Just listening to you talk, you really have changed since we first met. You seem to be talking a little more like a human now.
Is that so? That would suggest that my memory is slowly recovering.
What's that now?
The part of me in which memories are stored appears to be damaged. I have very few memories of the past, such as why I was sealed within the old schoolhouse to begin with. This includes my memories of language. Thus far, I have had to rely on the preset bare minimum of speech functionality. However, thanks in great part to your assistance, my speech functionality is slowly beginning to restore itself.
Does that mean that your memories of the past are starting to return too?
It is an indistinct memory, as if clouded by white noise. I seem to recall someone burdened by a great sadness, much like yourself.
That obvious, huh? I look that burdened to you? Someone died right before my eyes, and I was powerless to stop them. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that I might have been able to stop it from happening. And that regret's like a thorn stabbing into my heart. Was the person in your memory able to move past their burdens?
I am unable to find any memories that answer that question. However, I believe that your sense of regret is an entirely natural process for humans. Is that not the case?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Give thought to what you would do differently if confronted by the same situation again. If I can aid you, I shall.
Yeah, you're right. I can't undo the past, but I can at least make sure I don't make the same mistake a second time. Perhaps considering how to do that is the best thing that I can do right now. Thanks, Valimar. I feel a little better after talking to you.
Then all is well. I am afraid I must return to sleep. Should you require my aid again, you need only to call my name.
I need to keep on getting stronger. Strong enough that I can protect the people around me. The ship's maintenance is probably almost done now. Maybe I should take a nap or something while I wait for the others to get here? Yes, this is Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Hey there, Reen. George here. Do you have a minute?
George, is something wrong?
Well, I'm over at the Ruhr Institute of Technology at the moment, and an acquaintance of mine here has a pretty interesting proposal regarding your Divine Knight. How soon do you think you can come over?
A proposal? Who is this acquaintance of yours?
Well, it's the Institute's president, actually. Professor Schmidt, the Empire's foremost orbital researcher.
Ruhr Institute of Technology. RIT. Professor G. Schmidt. The name's G. Schmidt. I serve as this institute's president. I certainly wasn't expecting the pilot of that Asher Knight to be only a boy. The Alliance ought to be damn near ashamed of themselves if they keep losing to a snot-nosed brat like you. Well, sheesh. I don't think that's any way to talk to the person you've only just met. Besides, he happens to be one of the students who helped get you that minor metal earlier in the year. And one of the students put out that request without any input from me. You should be kissing my boots for having the honor of assisting with my research, however indirect it was. Some things never change. You're a little fucking eye strong for me. Putting that aside, is it true? Were you the one responsible for developing the Panzer Soldats? It is. Luke Cayenne made the request and I agreed to it. I used the ancient robot Odin and the Society's archaisms as a reference point. I then designed a frame that could be mass-produced even with the Rhineford Company's technological capabilities. Afterward, I drew plans for several models and oversaw the completion of the Draken prototype a few months back. Why do you ask? Do you have any idea what you've done? You're wasting your time, Reen. He develops whatever catches his interest, loses himself in it until he's done, and hell with the consequences. The railway guns in the Guerrilla Fortress and the orbital wave jamming device on Nord were both designed by him too. Unbelievable. Bah, an engineer who doesn't strive to satisfy his intellectual curiosity is a sad sight of an engineer. We just design things. It's up to their users to decide what to do with them. Do you get it now? It was because I couldn't cope with this part of him that I ended up going to the academy over there. Yeah, I totally get it, unfortunately. Alright, what made you come visit the professor to begin with? Ah, of course. That was what I called you here for. I was hoping I might be able to get some kind of advice or pointers from him. You know, about getting a new weapon for Valamar. Oh?
And if I might be so bold as to offer a word of advice, get Valamar a better sword, one like yours. If you think you're such hot stuff you can beat me without your 8 leaves training, you're in for a world of hurt.
Correct choice of armaments is indeed paramount. Selecting one the Awakener is well suited to will increase combat efficiency exponentially.
George showed me about what you're after. He says he wants a weapon capable of fighting on equal terms with the Azure Knight. We might have gone our separate ways, but he's still a former student of mine. I'm open to the possibility of designing something for you. Really? You'd make a weapon for Valamar? I said I'd be open to the possibility. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you want my help, I have one condition. Sumerian ore. Ring any bells for Urine? I think so. You used that to make weapons for us before, didn't you, George? Oh, you know of it. Saves me the effort of explaining it then. It's an extremely rare ore found here in Zumeria. It's an astoundingly strong material that possesses a mysterious radiance within it. And what's more, as I learned while developing the Soldats, the frames of the Divine Knights are made up of that very ore. Your Ashen Knight included. I had no idea. The double saber Odin uses appears to be made of it too. Which, as I'm sure you've figured out, means if you're ever going to compete against Crow, you're going to need a Tachi made of Sumerian ore too. To make one, however, you're going to need vast quantities of ore. Yet it was only recently discovered how to refine the ore at all. Processing will be immensely difficult. But bring me the materials and I'll be willing to assist you. The concept of a weapon that can compete against divine knights is of great interest to me. Even when you're helping people, it's only to help yourself. It'd be nice if you were doing it to atone for developing the soul art, but I can't picture those words coming out of your mouth. The very thought makes me feel ill. Bear in mind, Zumerian ore is an incredibly rare material. I doubt you'll find enough of it to get the job done. Still, should you pull it off, I'll design you the finest statue you have ever laid eyes on. On my name as an engineer, I can promise you that. Thank you, Professor. This will be a great help to us. Well or not, we're going to find all this room and all we can to make this work. I'll keep my expectations low. So the advice we received on forging a new weapon for Falama came from a surprising source, but they could not have asked for better. After politely excusing themselves, Rena and George left the institute to reunite with the rest of the crew. And once the maintenance was declared complete, they boarded the Courageous and departed from Roa. Hey, Angelica at the helm. I have to tell you, I'm impressed. I was expecting this beauty of a ship to be on the feisty side, but she's a real sweet girl. Cutting through the clouds like this feels wonderful. I can get used to this. Wow, I can't believe how quickly you've gotten the hang of it, Angie. Neither can I. But I think it's obvious who's more qualified to sit the hair between the two of us. This job is all yours now. Why, thank you. I hereby accept the positions of Chief Helmsman and Courageous Second in Command. She really is amazing. There's no one out there who can tame a vehicle as fast as that. We're not gonna have to worry about a thing with her around. Moving right along, the good news is that we were able to liberate Roa. I don't think any of us could have predicted how much the war situation would change in the process. Marquis Ragnar and his provincial army's withdrawal from the conflict will have a profound effect going forward. Losing one of their key members is bound to be a painful loss into the alliance. For one thing, it should make things easier for Lieutenant General Vander and the 3rd Armored Division. Their greatest concern before now was the Norcia Provincial Army after all. So the alliance's overwhelming supremacy is finally starting to scream. Only in East Aribonia though. They still come out on top in the west. Right, Prince Oliver said as much too. General De Guin and Brigadier General Bardius are out there and claiming one victory after another. And then there's your brother, Eustace. He's a brilliant leader and it shows. I see. Be that as it may, all we can do is focus on our efforts on the Eastern Front for now. That's what we were entrusted with. And fretting over things we can't change won't do us any good, right? That's putting it into perspective, yes. We've got our hands full over here as it is. So let's make every moment count. Time to get back to gathering all the info we can. Speaking of, mind giving us an update on the situation with Valaban's weaponry? Alright, how could we forget? Professor Smith agreed to cooperate with us, didn't he? Cooperate is a strong word, Elisa. He only cares about what interests him. That it ends up benefiting us is purely secondary. And remember, he's only going to help if we happen to find enough Zemirian ore to make it a weapon. How we're going to get stuff that rare is beyond me though. You said that Valama itself is made of Zemirian ore, did you not? You wouldn't happen to have any ideas, would you, Emma? I'm afraid the Hexen clan knows very little concerning the creation of the Divine Knights. Some legends passed down through the clan say they were made during the time of the Great Collapse. Specifically, they were forged by artisans who call themselves gnomes. Huh, that's an interesting name. I know the term from old stories, much like anyone else, but I had no idea a band of artisans by that naming system. Supposedly, they once looked closely with the clan's ancestors, but somewhere down the line, the witches and the gnomes ended up parting ways. I couldn't tell you exactly when. Whoa, I accidentally skipped something. How curious. Damn it. Maybe so, but none of that's going to help us find any ore. Our chances of finding enough were pretty slim to begin with. I know where you can get enough, but only if you're willing to overcome some very difficult trials to obtain it. You do? Really? What do I have to gain by lying? You're aware of those strange ruins scattered all over the country, right? Oh yeah. Where the higher elements were active. Those are the ones. They're called spirit shrines. They were built on top of septian veins long ago by the gnomes to encourage the formation of massive Zumerian ore crystals. Those crystals were in turn used to create the Divine Knights. So if there's any place in Erebona to start looking for the vast amount you need, it's there. I had no idea. Why didn't you tell us this before now? Am I supposed to be a mind reader? It wasn't exactly relevant until now, so why bring it up? No need to bite our heads off. Hey, she told us now, right? All we gotta do is go to one of those shrines and we'll be rolling in ore. Let's hope so. We've got a lot on our plate checking up on the country, but exploring a shrine's been our best lead yet. And no matter how difficult it might be, a little thing like a trial isn't going to scare us away, right? Right. With the discussion coming to an end, the destination had been decided. Before departing, however, Class 7 thought it best to check if there were any new requests from Prince Olivet. And their timing turned out to be quite apt, as he had very recently sent several their way. Gone air. So here's the deal. An airliner got hijacked mid-trip and went missing, but we managed to track it to the Isengard range. Right now the hostages are still inside, so we're gonna rescue them. It's gonna be tough given that the hijackers are armed, but that's where you and the creatures come in. Toa can give you the specifics on how to reach us, but we'll be waiting in the Isengard range. See you there. Klein and Eibel. The sweetest of challenges. Dearest ladies and gentlemen, I have taken the liberty of calling upon you for a request of my own. Unbeknownst to my worthy rival, I have left a letter in the location indicated by the Blue Cross. I think you'll find it well worth your while to read it. Blue Cross. Cruising for a bruising. Imagine Eustace Albrea weeping for the safety of his province's people as they're chased through the streets by a ravaging monster. Surely you would not let a dire scene come to pass, would you? The battle is set. The North Cruzen Highway awaits. A monster. This one's from Klein. I'm happy to see that Hybel's with him too. Not so happy about the airliner going missing though. Doesn't seem like something we can afford to ignore, dangerous as it sounds. But look at this one. The Phantom Thief. The Phantom Thief B? What's this about reading a letter? As if we have the time to be concerning ourselves with his pathetic antics. I know what you mean, really. But ignoring it might be even worse. Yep, we've got our work cut out for us. Hey Reen, want to help look out for everyone? I want to help look out for everyone. Let me come with you, okay? Of course, Fee. You're always welcome. I think Celine and I should come with you when you're exploring the shrine too. I was about to say the same thing. And make sure you're ready before you go. I wasn't kidding when I said the trials were difficult. It's temporarily not possible to remove Fee from the party. I have no complaints here. Oops. I already know my party members. Confirm. And as with that,